Part 1. The hidden game you're already playing. What if I told you that everything you believe about power, influence, and control is a lie? That the world you live in is not ruled by the strongest, the richest, or even the smartest, but by those who understand the hidden mechanics of human behavior? The truth is, whether you know it or not, you are already in a game, a psychological battlefield where manipulation decides who wins and who loses. And right now, you're either the one in control or the one being controlled. But here's the terrifying part. The best manipulators never look like manipulators. The most dangerous psychological tricks don't feel like tricks at all. And the moment you realize how the game works, you can never unsee it. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain. You will learn the secrets that have been used for centuries to control people, shape decisions, and bend reality itself. This is not just a lesson, this is a weapon. Because after this, you will never look at the world the same way again. Now let's begin. Part 2. How you've been controlled without even knowing it. Think back to the last time you made a decision. Maybe it was something small, choosing what to eat, who to text, whether to scroll for 5 more minutes or go to sleep. Or maybe it was bigger, who to trust, what to believe, whether to take a risk or stay safe. Now here's the question no one ever asks. Was that decision truly yours? Or was it engineered? Because the reality is, most of your choices aren't actually yours. They have been carefully shaped, influenced, and manipulated by forces you don't even see. Governments, corporations, social media, even the people closest to you. They all use psychological triggers, hidden techniques designed to make you act, think, and feel a certain way without you ever realizing it. And if you don't understand how this works, you are being controlled every single day. But after this, that changes. Let's break down the dark psychology techniques that have already been used against you. 1. The illusion of free will. Have you ever been in a store looking at 2 products and felt like you had complete freedom to choose? Reality check, you didn't. You were led there. Marketers, politicians, and high-level manipulators use a technique called forced choice. Instead of giving you real freedom, they give you 2 options they control. Coke or Pepsi, Democrat or Republican. Stay in your job or quit. But here's the real mind trick. The moment you're focused on choosing between the options, you never stop to ask, is this the right decision at all? They don't need to control your mind. They only need to control the choices you think you have. 2. Emotional hijacking. How they make you feel before you think. You like to believe you're a logical person, right? That you make decisions based on facts, reason, and clear thinking? I hate to break it to you, but that's not how your brain actually works. In reality, every decision you make starts with emotion. Think about it. Why do politicians use fear in their speeches? Why do brands make you feel insecure before selling you something? Why do people in power always create an enemy to blame? Because when you feel fear, anger, or desire, your rational mind shuts down. This is called emotional priming, and it's one of the most powerful manipulation tactics in existence. Here's how it works. First, they trigger a strong emotion in you: fear, excitement, desire, guilt. Then, while you're emotionally overwhelmed, they present a solution, which just so happens to be exactly what they want you to do. This is why the most dangerous manipulators don't argue with you. They don't need to. They just make you feel something first, and let your own brain do the rest. 3. Social proof, the hidden force that controls you. Imagine you're walking through a city, looking for a place to eat. You see 2 restaurants. One is empty. The other is packed with people, buzzing with energy. Which one do you choose? Most people would pick the busy one. Not because they know it's better, but because their brain assumes that if other people like it, it must be good. This is called social proof, and it is one of the most dangerous psychological forces in the world. Why? Because it works even when the crowd is wrong. It's why fake news spreads faster than facts. It's why people fall for scams when everyone else is doing it. It's why society follows trends blindly, never stopping to question if they make sense. The greatest manipulators in history understood this perfectly. They didn't convince people one by one. They created a movement and let the crowd do the convincing for them. Now here's the real question. How do you protect yourself? How do you stop being controlled and start controlling the game yourself? That's what we'll uncover in Part 3, the dark side of influence, how to use these tactics for yourself. Are you ready? Part 3, the dark side of influence, how to use these tactics for yourself. By now, you understand the truth. You are always being influenced. But here's what separates those who win from those who are controlled, Some people learn to use these techniques instead of falling victim to them. Because let's be honest, some men naturally command attention the moment they walk into a room. Some people can make anyone trust them, follow them, even obey them without force. Some leaders control entire nations without ever raising their voice. How? They understand dark psychology, not just how it works, but how to use it strategically. This is where you take control. Here's how to flip the script and make these tactics work for you. 1. The power of framing. Control the narrative, control the world. The biggest mistake weak men make? They let other people define the situation. But the greatest influencers in history, politicians, CEOs, master manipulators, understand one thing. Whoever controls the frame controls reality. Think about it. A job interview where the employer has all the power until the candidate starts talking like they are choosing the company. A negotiation where the buyer is hesitant until the seller makes it sound like he is the one deciding who to sell to. A relationship where one person is constantly chasing until the other subtly shifts the dynamic to make them chase instead. This is framing, redefining a situation so that you are in control. How do you do it? Speak with certainty. People assume confidence equals authority. Control the first impression. Set the tone before others do. Reframe objections. If someone says this is too expensive, don't defend, say that's exactly why it's valuable. Once you learn this, you can flip any situation in your favor. 2. The law of indirect influence. Make them think it was their idea. Here's the brutal truth. People hate being told what to do, but they love believing they came up with an idea themselves. This is why the most powerful manipulators never give direct orders. Instead, they use suggestion, planted thoughts, and strategic silence to guide people without resistance. Here's how you do it. Instead of saying you should do this, say some of the smartest people I know do this. Instead of arguing, plant doubt by asking questions. Interesting, what made you believe that? Instead of pushing, create an open loop. There's something I could tell you about this, but maybe it's not relevant right now. The moment someone feels like they are making their own decision, they stop resisting. And the best part, they will defend that decision as if it was always theirs. 3. The law of scarcity. What is rare becomes valuable. Let me ask you this. Why do people chase things they can't have? The answer is simple. Scarcity creates desire. And the most powerful people in the world know how to use this to their advantage. Luxury brands don't sell products, they sell exclusivity. Top leaders don't beg for attention. They make themselves scarce, and people chase them. Attractive people don't try to prove their worth. They let others prove they deserve their time. So here's the key. Stop giving away your presence, your time, and your energy for free. Instead, be unpredictable. People value what they can't predict. Make them wait. Delayed rewards create obsession. Disappear when necessary. If you're always available, you become forgettable. The moment people realize you are not easily accessible, they start chasing you. The final shift, from controlled to controlling. You've just learned 3 of the most powerful manipulation techniques used by the world's greatest influencers. Framing, control the narrative, and you control reality. Indirect influence, make them think it was their idea. Scarcity, what is rare becomes valuable. But here's the final question. How do you put this all together and become untouchable? That's exactly what we'll cover in Part 4. The final move, becoming the one they follow. Part 4. The final move, becoming the one they follow. By now, you see the game for what it is. The world is not shaped by truth, that it is shaped by those who understand how to influence minds. And the most powerful men in history, the ones who command attention, loyalty, and absolute control, all understand one thing. Influence is not taken. It is given. People do not follow the smartest man. They do not follow the richest man. They follow the man who makes them feel something they can't resist. And today, that man is going to be you. Because now, I'm giving you the final piece, the shift that turns everything you've learned into real power. 1. The power of identity. People follow those who make them feel bigger. Here's the ultimate secret of influence. People don't follow you because of who you are. They follow you because of who they become when they're around you. Think about it. Why do people join cults? Because it gives them a sense of belonging. Why do people obsess over charismatic leaders? Because they feel important in their presence. Why do people follow influencers, celebrities, and billionaires? Because they want to be like them. People don't care about your success. They care about how your success makes them feel about themselves. So if you want power, stop focusing on what you can prove. Start focusing on how you make people feel about themselves. Make them feel special. Give them a role in your world that makes them feel important. Give them an enemy. Nothing unites people faster than a common threat. Create a mission. People crave purpose, give them one. The greatest manipulators don't sell products, services, or ideas. They sell identity. And once someone identifies with you, they will follow you to the end. 2. The art of mystery. Revealing less makes you more powerful. Most people make the mistake of giving away too much. They explain themselves, they justify their actions, they try to prove they are worthy. And in doing so, they destroy their own power. The truth? The less people know about you, the more they obsess over you. This is why the most desired people are the ones who reveal themselves slowly. The most powerful men are the ones who speak last. The most unforgettable people are the ones who leave before they are fully understood. Powerful men do not over-explain. They do not overshare. They create mystery and let others fill in the gaps with their own imagination. And once people start imagining who you are, they will never stop thinking about you. 3. The law of absolute control. Never chase, only attract. The final and most important rule of influence is this: whoever chases loses. This applies to power. The leader who begs for loyalty gets betrayed first. Wealth. The businessman who appears desperate never makes the deal. Attraction. The man who chases women gets ignored. Why? Because chasing signals weakness. It tells the world, I need something from you. And the moment people feel needed, they lose respect. So instead of chasing attention, you must pull it toward you. How? Be willing to walk away. Nothing is more powerful than a man who doesn't fear losing. Control your presence. Show up when necessary, then disappear. Let others come to you. When you hold your ground, people move toward you. The most powerful men in the world never demand respect. They become the kind of men people can't ignore. Final thought, your next move. You've now learned the 4 pillars of dark psychology and manipulation. Framing, control the story, and you control the mind. Emotional influence, people follow what makes them feel something. Scarcity and mystery, what is rare becomes irresistible. Absolute control, never chase, only attract. But now you have a choice. You can forget everything and continue being influenced by the world around you. Or you can start applying these laws and shaping reality on your own terms. Because here's the truth. The world belongs to those who understand it. And now you do. The only question is, what will you do with this power? Part 5. The Master's Playbook. How to bend reality to your will. By now, you understand the mechanics of manipulation. You know how people are controlled. You know how to influence without resistance. You know why power is never given, it is taken. But here's what separates the amateurs from the masters. Most people stop at understanding. The true rulers of this world, the ones who reshape reality to fit their vision, know that power is not just about influence. It's about control, not brute force, not empty dominance, but subtle, undeniable control, the kind that makes people move in your direction without ever realizing they are being led. This is the final stage. Let me show you how it's done. 1. The invisible hand, controlling from the shadows. Here's the harsh truth. The most powerful men are rarely seen. Think of history's greatest rulers. The kings, the presidents, the public figures. They had power, but the real influence? That belonged to the ones advising them. Because the man in the spotlight is always a target. The man behind the scenes? He is untouchable. This is how shadow rulers operate. They guide the leader without ever becoming the leader. They give others the illusion of choice while controlling all the options. They let people take credit for ideas that were never theirs. The moment people believe they are acting on their own free will, you have won. Because the best way to control someone is to never let them see the strings. 2. The law of the unpredictable. Make them obsess over you. Here's something most people will never understand. The human mind cannot resist what it cannot predict. The moment something becomes routine, it is ignored. The moment something is too available, it loses value. The moment someone thinks they have fully figured you out, they stop caring. This is why the greatest manipulators are always one step ahead. They say less than expected. Mystery forces people to fill in the gaps. Act in ways that keep others guessing, that if you are unpredictable, you become unforgettable. Disappear at the peak of attention, that if you leave when they want more, they will always come back. The easiest way to control someone is to make them think about you when you are not there. 3. The echo effect. How to make people believe anything. If I told you a complete lie right now, you would likely reject it. But if I planted that lie in 3 different ways, at 3 different times, from 3 different sources, your mind would start accepting it as reality. This is called the echo effect, and it is how beliefs are created. Look around. Why do propaganda and false news spread so easily? Because repetition makes anything seem true. Why do corporations invest billions in advertising? Because the more you see something, the more real it becomes. Why do people follow toxic ideologies? Because their environment repeats the same ideas over and over until they become fact. You can use this power in 2 ways. To defend yourself from manipulation. The next time you hear the same message from multiple sources, ask yourself, who benefits if I believe this? To implant ideas in others that if you want someone to believe something, don't tell them once. Tell them in different ways, through different people, at different times. What is repeated enough becomes reality. And once you control what people believe, you control how they think, feel, and act. The final thought, your legacy of power. Let me ask you this. Do you want to be the one who is controlled? Or do you want to be the one who writes the rules of the game? Because now you understand what few ever will. Power is not given. It is taken. Reality is not fixed. It is created. The world does not belong to the strongest, the richest, or even the smartest. That it belongs to those who understand human psychology better than anyone else. The manipulators, the shadow rulers, the ones who never chase, only attract. Now you have the playbook. The only question is, what will you do with it?